BeastNet Podcast, sponsored in part by James Safety Services, OCR Buddy, and supported by the fitness community. Here we discuss all things fitness related, running, rucking, mental health and preparedness, and of course, obstacle course racing. Welcome to the BeastNet.
Live now, brought to you by
BeastNet Podcast. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Lisa from BeastNet Podcast. And today I'm talking with Jody and Coach Brandon, a.k.a. Superman. We did a race last weekend, a little local fun mud run, and this was the Mud and Muck. And we're just going to talk about the race today. Jody, Brandon, want to jump in? Any thoughts on the race?
You want to go
so
first?
much fun.
Go, Brandon.
So much fun. Just very, very simple, awesome, good time, good people. For those who are a little bit afraid about social distancing, if those are concerns that people have about coronavirus, this still met every single requirement that you could have and not even think about corona. It was just child giddy fun. No time chips, no real nasty obstacles, still lots of fun, a lot of surprises. I mean, what was the thing you were saying, Jody, the other day? What's the number one thing you see more here than you do any other place?
The water obstacles?
Lots of water, like
Full of water obstacles.
Like almost swimming half the time.
Yeah, I've not seen a race with that many water obstacles and I don't know how long. Like, I think we spent 90% of our time in water.
At least.
It was
Excellent.
I thought they did a great job of making sure that the mud pits were definitely deep. Like there were some surprise holes in some of the mud pits. Like you'd be walking and be like, "Oh, dip!" So they did an awesome job at that.
They got me multiple times. Everybody else knows that for a fact. That the volunteers are really great, or whoever runs it. But yeah, there's so many misleading visuals when you look at an obstacle. You're like, oh, I wonder what that is, and then you get up to it, and then it's like, oh, it's just going to be a little drop, and then of course, as we all know, I completely disappear and just get submerged underwater, my entire body. I'm almost 6 feet, and yes, and Jody and Lisa are going to be laughing about this time now because it was one of those just, oh yeah, all right, I'll take the lead, I'll go forward, I'll walk, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. And then since you're already in water, you know, the water carries your weight forward. So you disappear.
Oh my god.
Oh. There's more than just water though. I mean, yeah, it was just fun to just be outside and just lose it. I mean, right now we're just losing it. We're not even able to stay on track with this now.
It was so good though, because it was like the obstacles were spread out, but they weren't like overly spread out or super close. It was a great time. And like you said, Brandon, like the social distancing aspect of it, I think there was just that one family that surpassed us, but you know, it was still a lot of fun. There wasn't that many people out there, and they did a fantastic job of making sure that everybody felt safe, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, the obstacles were
like a
what was that?
Private. It
yes.
felt like it was a private course for us. Like there was nobody else out but us. I mean, you see other people, but we didn't share anything really.
No, we didn't at all. I think they did a phenomenal job of making sure that people were comfortable with what was going on. Jody, what are some of your thoughts on it?
Oh, I've been thinking about how he kept telling us that there was a little trail run, but it wasn't a run, it was a trail swim.
Yeah, it was mostly water. Just
Well,
remember, we don't want to give up everything because they are having the same event again Saturday, September 15th. So
12th,
let's not give
September
away
12th.
all the secrets of this podcast because we still want some people that we know who might be listening in on this. We still want them to get some of the surprises. Yeah.
There were some great surprises in that. And it's September 12th. They're doing the one last chance for it. And I highly recommend if you're a local person in Washington, even if you want to come up from Oregon, totally worth coming to and enjoying and like just having fun. It wasn't necessarily a competitive thing. It was a fun race to do, family friendly, and I don't think I've laughed that much or that hard in a long time.
We're still laughing.
Yeah, the two of you are still laughing, of course. So I forget. I forget. So how much does it cost again?
It was like 30
It's
bucks.
$35.
35, yeah.
$35.
It's
Worth
35 if you get this
well
shirt. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
well,
shirt.
stand up.
Stand up, Jody.
Well, if I stand up, can you see it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is
Yep.
that better?
Yeah.
logo?
Yeah.
And it was, you had two choices of shirts to choose from. So it was great. Like, I think we all chose the blue ones because the logo was different.
We
But
all chose the blue ones. Because the blue ones have everything. It says the organization, Aid for Africa. The other one was the jet black shirt with just a picture of the world, and it just said Mud Fun. And it was just very simple. We wanted the full everything, though.
the full effect.
We wanted everything. We wanted to make sure our shirts represent. And honestly, I really did like the blue a little bit more than the black. I mean, I got a lot enough black as it is.
True. Very
But I don't
true.
have enough blue either.
Yeah, and for me, like a lot of people, I've heard from a couple people now, like they're saying, OCR is dead, and I don't think OCR is dead. I think you need to get out. If you have a local race that you can get out and just experience whatever little bit of fun that you can that is like a race. It filled me up so much racing that I don't feel that emptiness of not having a race or a
Yes.
race
It filled you
season.
up.
It was
Yeah.
exactly what I needed.
It filled you up. Okay. It filled you up.
It did.
Yes,
Just enough.
It
especially
filled you
Jody's
up.
pockets of her jacket.
So you mean the water, or
Yeah.
are you talking about when Jody stood up and she had the pockets? They were just
Yes.
inflated, and then she goes, and all the water comes out. Then she goes to the other side, and it's twice as big as the other side was.
Yes.
Yes.
And why did you wear that
Obviously-
jacket again?
She will be able to wear it again. She'll probably wear. She's planning to do it the second time, so she'll probably wear it again.
I am. I washed it.
I have this ritual when I come home from a race. I pull my clothes like out of the wet bag and everything and hang them over my porch so they can dry. And I've missed that sight all summer long. Like this whole year, I'm like, there's something missing. And when I was able to hang my clothes up on the front porch, I was like, oh, that's what I've missed. Like my dirty clothes just hanging there, dripping off mud. I'm like, yes. So I can take them to the laundromat and wash them.
Well, after all OCRs we do, I typically have to go to one of my jobs and use the pressure washer to get all the mud and everything out of the shoes. And not that I missed it, but yes, I got to do that after race tradition too.
But you didn't miss it at all, just a little bit, just that like feeling that you've accomplished something and you got all dirty and muddy.
No, not to the part where I'm cleaning, because that's called a chore. The drawing part sounds way more fun than what I have to go do. But yes, I won't say I missed it, but I will say that I got to do it again, and it's the first time we've been able to do it since February, because we Jody and we both signed up for races all the way throughout November, and of course everything's been canceled. So
Yeah.
thank you for the local event, because, and I mean, Lisa, you took a ferry to come over to go do it.
I did. I did. I do that for most of the races though, and I don't mind it. Like I've got one race over here that I don't have to take a ferry. But taking the ferry was worth it because it's like that excitement before the race. I was so excited. I knew I was coming to see you and Jody. I knew that I'd be racing with part of my race family, and it makes that drive and that ferry ride completely worth it, just on the simple fact I get to be with people that I love and I support, and they support me. And then I did not have any inkling of idea of how much fun the day would be, but the day was so much fun. It was like I felt like we were little kids again, like playing in the mud and just like,
Yes,
oh,
You were.
that's what it felt like.
Well, Jody, we were little kids. I mean, you remember when we were on that mud hill and I asked you if you were ready to go down the mudslide and you said no, so then I put you on my lap. I put my arms and wrapped you around, and then we both went down the water slide.
Yes, I
That's what you
do
do,
remember.
oh, you mean the you mean the water slide that I was afraid of a chunk of mud?
Yes.
What was that? What is
That's
what
the
is that?
one.
What is that? That's all Lisa kept saying was, what is that? What is that? It's like, it's a piece of
It looked like a rock from where I was sitting.
I thought you were talking about the water. It had there was a sprinkler hitting it constantly, and I thought you were talking about the leaves that were there. And it's like, it's just a sprinkler, and it's like, you're kidding. You're talking about the mud?
It looked like
I
a
didn't
You
even
rock.
wouldn't
see
even
it
have a
at
problem with
first.
that.
You didn't have a chance to see the slide, Jody. You literally got grabbed and down the slide before you could
Well,
see
that's true.
anything.
That is true. I had no vision of anything for a second. Brandon.
Did you close your eyes? That is your fault if you close your eyes. If I buckled you in and we went down together, you closed your eyes. That's why you couldn't see me. In your eyes. I had to use my hands to hold your arms together. Wearing your shirt?
Oh,
I'm wearing my shirt.
Is Lisa wearing her shirt?
no, I'm not.
Oh,
Ah, okay, you guys need to chat for like 2 seconds. Like, um, let me think. What did you guys think of that little girl that went across that little floaty thing?
oh,
She
Jody.
was the
This is all Jody.
cutest little thing ever. Her and her little diaper that she took off at the end. She was so cute, crawling across the, what was that?
There, I don't
Were
even
they
know what
mats
to
that
call
were
it.
together that were floating?
It's like a floaty dock is what they were, but I mean they're so small. I mean I got in it and I wasn't able to keep balance at all. You really had to just crawl across it.
No, but that little girl. Yeah, that little girl, she just went straight across, no problems at all.
Yeah, well that's because center of gravity when you're a lot smaller is easier to control versus when you are a lot bigger. When you're, I don't know, maybe 150 pounds heavier than the little girl. Yeah, it's a little bit more to control.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
Lisa.
I wouldn't say that little girl's center of gravity was like on, because her diaper was, I think her diaper weighed more than she did.
That's because it was full of water,
did.
though. Full of record.
Yep.
As far
It
as we
was
know.
full of water.
As far as we know, it was all water.
Oh my gosh. The volunteers there were great too. They were very they were just they were so nice and just easy, like whatever, watching people fall into
Whatever.
the water.
They were very suggestive. Just like, oh, the finish is over there. Go ahead and just run it. Of course, I ran it when they said that to me, and of course, I find a couple missteps. Yeah, don't listen to anything the volunteers say. You have to ask the question. They'll answer you truthfully if you ask questions.
Or if you don't
If
ask
you say
questions,
something, don't take it for face value.
they'll just sit there and stare at you and wait to see what happens.
It was priceless when Brandon was swimming like a dolphin, just going through that last section, and everyone was laughing at him.
Hey, don't forget, there's more than one slide. I also went down one of them face forward like a seal.
Yes, you did.
That was my.
Yes, you
or-
did.
Penguin. That's more like a penguin dive.
I think that's what was great about their mud, though, is like those pits were literally, they were deep.
And they were soft, deep,
Yeah.
soft, not extremely dirty. In fact, when we were done, I mean, you girls didn't even hose off at all. I used the hose just because it was hot out, and
I didn't have, I was expecting when, we took that last like selfie of the three of us, I was expecting there to be like mud on my face, and I was honestly, I was a little disappointed I wasn't muddier. I was like,
you could have gone back. You could turn around and dip your face in.
could just done this with my hands, but it was like, oh, I'm not dirty enough.
I think it is that it's different kinds of mud, and so it's like the kind of mud that's really soft mud, and that's the reason why it comes off you really easy. Not like mud that cakes on you, and then it's just like stuck, and you have to get the pressure washer just to shoot it off. And hey, where's the fire hose? It's not like that at all. It's nice and it just comes right off. I mean, I probably winked and probably half of it fell off.
Probably. Have to agree with you on that one. But I think with all the water obstacles too, even if the mud didn't have a chance to dry or stick to you, because it was like, oh, obstacle, water, 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 water. Okay, I can handle this.
So actually, that's a good point taken, because again, we would get muddy and then all of a sudden we get into a water obstacle. Most of it comes off. Next mud obstacle, water obstacle, mud comes off. And I think the entire time, I think Jody was the cleanest.
Yeah, she was the cleanest.
But I'm the one who almost lost my shoe in the mud.
Oh no. That was me too.
The holes that I fell into.
That's a sinkhole.
Dude, there was one, like my shoe got so stuck in it. You guys were like,
Yes.
come on. I'm like, I can't. Like, I tried reaching down to grab my shoe. And I'm like, what the hell? I can't get my shoe out of the mud. I think it finally came up, but I had to grab it and put my shoe on afterwards. So I was like, okay, that's some soft mud.
This was definitely not a course that you want to do barefoot.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
I mean, you could, but
No.
Don't recommend it. Don't recommend it.
I would not recommend it.
Just make
well, if
sure
you're
that
afraid of losing your shoe, what do you think will happen to your foot? Oh my gosh, my foot came off.
Well, there was that boy who did get stuck, and his mom had to help hold his leg out, remember?
I don't know how he did that, but yeah, his like the mud like sunk almost to his knee, and he's like, I can't get out.
And that wasn't even a water obstacle. That was just a mud pit.
Yeah, the mud
More
was
mud
just
than anything else.
yeah, it was great. If they did this again next year, would you guys do it again?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, again, Jody's going to do it again on the 15th.
Well,
The 12th.
Or, excuse me, the 12th.
yes, I am.
Well, I can just say that I was very lucky to go, because I was supposed to work that day, and it literally, I had signed up that morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and said,
so.
I don't have to work. I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Totally worth it. So glad you didn't have to work. I'll be there on the 12th, but I'm not racing. I'll be taking pictures.
I
That's
get it.
okay. I want pictures this time of me.
I got pictures of
I
you and
got
Brandon on
pictures
the
of
wall.
you guys.
I got you and Brandon on the wall.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't ready for that, but
That's right.
well,
At least my pockets didn't have water then.
no, not that time.
I'd say we kind of evened out the whole water slide thing when you and I, Brandon, went down that water slide, and I went down a little bit faster than you and kind of like drug you by the hand down
I
the slide.
didn't realize that one side was more slick than the other, so I didn't know that one was gonna go faster, and then that you were gonna go around me, and then I was gonna go ahead and get stuck in a sinkhole. One thing I can definitely say that I really, really enjoyed was they had a very good variety of different obstacles. Because, I mean, we had a lot of them. Obviously, we had a lot of mud, but then we had a lot of ones that, and most of them were in water, but we had a couple of
Hold
dry
on.
ones too.
Yeah, there was the
You
little maze that we had to
froze.
crawl through.
Connected.
Yeah, there was a little maze. I mean, and they used a good amount. There was, like I said, it was kind of like what I said to you guys in the car, and I said, really, I wonder if kids in Africa get to play like this all the time. Because it's Aid for Africa. I was just wondering, but really, if they're out, if they have water, are they not able to just play out all day like this?
Makes you wonder, but I don't know. When I was a kid, that's what I did. I played like we'd make mud pies and play in the mud,
Oh.
and
We did too. Made our own slip and slides.
Well, I had concrete. I usually would just skin my knee going down the hill on rollerblades.
you were
didn't
deprived,
have
Brandon. You were deprived on that because homemade slip and slides with dish soap and some mud.
Yes.
Maybe that's the reason why I tackled every single one so gracefully, because you girls grew up with that stuff. I didn't grow up with it.
Yes, you were so graceful.
You were very graceful, Brandon. Very graceful. Just watch your step.
Just watch your steps. Yep. There wasn't too many obstacles that were that high either. We had a couple of high ones, but not terribly high.
No, not high, because Spartan is high.
Yeah.
They weren't Spartan high, but they were pretty good. I mean, they were still challenging.
Not that you did them all.
Shut up, Brandon.
Hey!
Shut up, Brandon.
I'm just
Don't out us
throwing
like that.
out there.
Don't out us like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I'll admit it. I almost didn't do that one obstacle in the middle that I really liked, where it was you had to use that trampoline to get to it. Because again, I tried it without the trampoline and I couldn't get a grip on it. I had to use the trampoline too. So again, it took me 2 times.
The kid trampoline that you were bouncing off the board.
I attempted that one and it was still so much fun. Like I didn't think I had a chance to even grab
That's because
it.
you didn't grab the bars. You literally trampolined into the water.
I reached for it.
I saw you reach, but I only saw you just land into just to make the cannonball splash.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
I didn't realize if you were really going for the bar or not. It looked like you were just going for the water.
It was a combination of both. I had to at least try to reach for it.
It made more sense that way.
I just wanted to jump in the mud. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh.
I'm trying to bring my composure back, I swear.
It was a lot of fun. And again, I will admit though, I would have done it a second time, but it's kind of like really good movies, really good thriller movies and mysteries. The first time's the best time. After that, you'll have fun, but it won't be the same.
Completely agree with you on that one. The not knowing was the best part. Like I loved when that guy said the trail's like out there and he's pointing like way back. I'm like,
Yeah.
how far is that trail?
I
Because
seriously thought we were gonna go way further out, just based on that. He said, "Don't get lost," and I was like, "Okay, so we're probably gonna go over by that barn. That barn looks like it's about a mile and a half away. We can get there and not get lost." And then we didn't even go past. We didn't even go past the road. We didn't go past the road in the middle.
I'm not sure how close to the road we even got, but that's okay. They utilized the space that they had very well. Just
Yes,
They
we
did. They
when
really did.
when they say that the trail's way back there, just know it's not as far back as
It's
you
not
think it
way
might
back
be.
there.
You swear they do it, and that's part of the love of it, is that they just have fun. The people who are working there, the volunteers, or just the families that are running it, or they're just there to have fun and make sure I'm sure they get a blast to watch everybody else really just enjoy themselves. I mean, it was just pure, innocent fun. I mean, it's like watching certain movies. It's just like slapstick, just one thing after another. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
it's just so misleading, though. Again,
Yes, it
I hope
is.
nobody listens. I hope nobody watches this video expecting to get tips on, oh, I'm going to go out there and conquer that, and be like, no. Even us
No.
giving all the information we are giving, it is still extremely vague.
Yes. I think the only
Nobody-
thing we're really giving away is the fact that the mud pits are deep. They're deep. They're not over your head deep, but they're deep.
I don't know. I think a couple of them could have been.
You just have to
There
doggy
were some
paddle a little bit.
spots I thought for sure.
Just a lot of water. If you don't like water, this isn't the thing to do. But you don't even need to know how to swim to do this. You don't even
No.
need to know how to swim.
No. I
No.
thought everybody who was there was really nice. The guy that started us off, the lady at the check-in place, like
It was
everybody
the
was,
best.
they were just friendly and just you could tell they were enjoying themselves too, even though people were so distanced apart, but so much fun. I didn't see anybody leave there without a smile on their face.
Or taking awesome amounts of pictures.
True.
Or a t-shirt. Nobody left without a t-shirt either.
No, nobody left without a t-shirt.
We didn't. In fact, we all have the same shirt.
I think the shirt, like, we're so used to medals and stuff, but I think this is like one of my favorite shirts now.
I think it is mine too. I'm okay with not getting a medal for this one.
I'm happy with my shirt. I think it's great. It's comfortable, and
Yep.
it just will remind me of one of the funnest races I have done in I don't know how long, because I can't remember the last time I laughed this hard on a course and had as much fun. Like it wasn't
It's been a long time.
it wasn't daunting. Like I think some of the bigger races kind of feel like daunting at times because you know that they're going to push you really hard. But this one was just like,
Yes.
go play, children. Like you got let out at recess and they didn't care what you were going to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's like most of the other stuff we do. I mean, a lot of stuff we do isn't always difficult and hard, and but I mean, all the other ones that we do, usually you get some. There's a bigger goal in mind, is to just really just finish. And with this, it was more like only goal here is just to try it and see how many times we can tickle your funny bone. That really feels like exactly. I mean, we just went there and literally just tickled our funny bones the whole time.
I have to agree. I totally have to agree.
The funny part is it wasn't even very long, but it still felt a lot longer than it could have been.
Yeah, it did. And the
Mhm.
fact the fact there wasn't a pressure to get through it really fast. Like there was nobody like creeping up behind us. There wasn't a bunch of people in front of us. Like we literally could take our time at every obstacle and just enjoy it and have fun. And that was
Saying we could because we did. Saying we could because we did.
We did. That's true. We did. We took our time. We had fun. It was a blast. They put on an incredible race. I wish that more of the local races would have had that option to do this as well, because it's just proof that if you want to have a race, you can do it and be socially distanced and follow the regulations and guidelines that are out, because it still gets you out there. It still gets you out there having fun, enjoying yourselves, and, seeing the people that, you miss seeing, because races brought us all together, and that's where we congregate and meet up again.
Yep. And everybody can do it. There's not an age limit. I mean, literally, the 2-year-old was doing all of them.
Like 3?
That little girl, she might have been 2.5. Like she was little.
I think I heard somebody say she was 2.
Yeah, I think it was the dad. I think he said she was like just a little over 2. And she was having so much fun. So there really isn't an age limit. Like you can be 2 or you can be 92 or 102 and still go out there and have fun. Don't recommend taking walkers through there, but as long as you have somebody helping you out.
Yeah. And I still had bruises after this.
How do you have bruises?
I'm not really sure, but I still had a couple. Not Spartan kind of black and blue, but there was little bruises from it.
I think some of the crawling we had to do, there were a few rocks.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't mud, it was rocks.
Yes.
Felt the poke.
And I think that's where.
Yeah.
Could it have been maybe when we jumped hard into the water a couple times, maybe the impact?
I think mine came from rocks.
Mine did
They're
too.
around my knees. Like that's
that's
rock
exactly
territory.
it. Like we were crawling.
Bruises around your knees.
Like on
Maybe you shouldn't be on your knees as much. Maybe you need to be off the ground and maybe bear crawl a little bit. Or crab walking. But now we know where the bruises coming from because you girls spend too much time on your knees. I didn't notice it, but that's why I don't have bruises. I mean, I'm a little envious I don't have any bruises. I guess I just need to spend more time on my knees then.
I can't. I have no words, Brandon. I can't.
You have no words because you have bruises.
I do. I have bruises.
It was that maze where we got lost for a split second and realized it was a maze and had to go the other way.
I didn't get lost. I don't know why you girls got lost. I just went exactly what naturally felt right when there was way to go. I got out of there one time. I never went through dead ends.
I thought I was going the right way, okay?
I was following Lisa.
Well, that was your first mistake. You have the blind leading the blind on their knees. Again, there was water too.
See, this is why everybody needs to get out there on the 12th and just go experience it and you'll understand why we had such a good time and why it's so funny to all of us.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the maze. You guys got stuck in there. I still don't know how that happened.
It wasn't for long. It was just for a second until Lisa realized it was a maze and we were going away.
Oh, there's a dead end. I guess we need to turn around.
At least I didn't step into water and fall.
That was everyone's favorite moment. Was that moment where I just held my head high, took a step. I don't know. Did I make a face right when I realized that there was no ground where my foot was
No,
going?
Brandon, all I saw is you took a step and you went, ah, and like you turned sideways to try to grab the side. And you were just gone for a second. And I was like, oh my God. And just started laughing. And then the volunteer standing next to us was like, she had just lost it. She started laughing so hard. I think she was waiting. I think she knew that that was going to happen.
Drum roll, please.
Because even when Jody got in, because I was like a little bit behind Jody, she like went to slide in. She's like, oh, steeper than I thought.
I was trying to be graceful. I was not.
No.
You saw how well that went for Brandon.
Yeah. I thought he was kidding. I didn't think he was serious.
How could you not think he was serious? He literally went in sideways once the depth of the water was a lot deeper. But I have to say, because the way it looked, it didn't look like it was going to be that deep. Like, okay, we could just step into it. No.
No.
No. Yeah. You gotta be careful every single time. I think that's a beauty. I think that's one of the biggest things that makes it really nice is that that's one of the reasons why they space you out between groups so much is so that when you do come across things, you don't see somebody else did it before you did.
That's true.
I mean, seriously,
yes.
we were so spaced apart. We didn't see anybody in front of us go through it. I mean, it was just nice and fresh by the time we got to it. It was like, oh, okay, we'll just drown in embarrassment.
I don't see how it was embarrassing. I thought it was great and funny.
Really
it was like we were all having such a good time. And again, that's something I've missed. Like we have a good time when we're on Spartan courses, but we were able to have that on like a small little course.
I wasn't embarrassed. I just mean that I know people who would take this kind of thing very serious. And then all of a sudden they would probably just be like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But it was like, no, this was just a fun, simple course. It was like, dang it, they got me. Dang it, they got me. I had a couple of those moments where, dang it, they got me.
Just run to the finish line. You got this.
Totally got it. They got me again, and again, and again, and again.
Oh my gosh. So I know Jody, you're doing it on the 12th. Are there?
Yeah.
I know Brian Case posted about I don't know what kind of event it actually was, but it's like a tactical, like you get as he put it, you get to lift heavy,
yeah.
you get to lift heavy things and go pew pew and lift heavy things and pew pew again.
That's in Oregon. I think that's next month too, or well, in October.
It's in September 26th, and
Oh, my.
I can't for the life of me think of the name of it, but I think I want to go do that one just because, I mean, like Brian K said, you can lift heavy shit and go pew pew. I really wish there were more smaller races like this because, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I think this is a great way to say this is why you support local. This is why you want to go out and do the bigger races like Spartan and Tough Mudder and Savage Race and all of that. But you also want to support your smaller local races because I think that's where you get back to your roots of where OCRs came from.
Yes, I think it
totally
is.
agree. Well, and this actually, Jody knows better, but this doesn't just benefit a family-owned race. What do they do with the money again, Jody, from this?
Well, all the money goes towards helping foster kids and kids that are at risk here in Washington. And then they send a little bit of the money, or some of it, to some of the orphanages in Africa. So all of the money goes towards really good causes.
So it's either it helps local kids or it goes to kids internationally.
Yes.
Which is an incredible cause. Like they're not using it to, it's not really a profit. There might be some profit on it, but they're helping, like Jody said, they're helping the youth both here and abroad. And I think that's what a lot of some of the other small races do too. I know Run Amok by Pennies for Quarters. That's to raise money for homeless veterans in the area to build tiny houses for them. So some of these smaller races have bigger things that they're doing.
And we got a lot of homeless veterans in the area, sad to say.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it was a good cause and so much fun.
It was so much fun.
I want to know what that drink was called that you got for us, Brandon, after the race.
Oh, afterwards, what was
Ginger
it called?
something.
Gold ginger. Let me just double check so I don't call it the wrong thing, and then everybody thinks, really, you would drink something called that? Let me just find the name. It was. Yeah, I know. That's great because everybody usually goes to Starbucks. Everybody usually goes to Starbucks for Frappuccino vanilla lattes. And then, usually after a race, it's like, yeah, I just want my coffee. And then what do we get? We get golden ginger.
Is that what it was? Golden ginger?
It's called golden ginger, which, I mean, it wasn't that bad of a drink. But the nice thing is that we just gave it a shot. Just try something, and I mean it was kind of like our mood. We were just kind of all over the place and kind of zingy. Nice thing is the golden ginger drink is supposedly a drink to help your immune system completely anti-COVID everything. That's what I'm told. So that's why we tried it, and that's the reason why we either got a spice of cinnamon or what was it?
It was chunks of ginger. Like you'd be taking
ginger.
a drink, you take a drink and go, yeah, like you're like, oh, kind of okay, that's a little something, and the next thing you're like, oh, that's ginger. My mouth is on fire. Take a drink. Oh, I'm good. I got a little bit of cinnamon. We're good. And then you get a chunk of ginger. It was definitely a unique drink.
It tasted like pumpkin spice a little bit.
Yes.
It kind of did, and like I said, it was just kind of the theme of our day. Let's just try whatever and just see what happens.
Go for it.
No laws were broken. Just missing turnoffs.
Don't give the person in the back seat don't give them like they're not the navigator. That's the person in the passenger seat, Jody.
Oh, what the heck did you do finding the location then? I mean,
'Cause
seriously, though, how hard was it to find a Starbucks? There's supposed to be one on every corner.
unless you're in Snohomish.
I guess unless you're in Snohomish, because what was it? We were pretty out in farm country.
We were out in farm country.
We were.
Is there a problem with farm country, Brandon? Because I live in
No, I'm
farm
just saying
country.
that's the reason why there's not a Starbucks on every corner is because you have a ranch on every other street.
I'm just glad because where we were at, isn't it like a disc golf course and like a driving range for golf? I'm just glad that they were all pointed an opposite direction as us because I really didn't want to get hit with the golf ball or some flying disc.
Yes, it was really nice.
No,
that
I didn't even
the
think of
range was
that.
There you go, Jody. You're welcome. I thought about that. There was like a lineup of
Round
golf.
2, I'll remember.
There was like a lineup of golfers. I'm like, please be hitting the balls the other direction because I'm not going to be like, duck. Where?
I like the parking. The parking was very simple. For some weird reason, though, I let everyone out in the golf parking, not knowing I had to go all the way to the back for where we wanted to park.
You just gave us a chance to stretch our legs a little bit before the race.
Yep, sure
'Cause,
did.
we had to warm those muscles up.
Did we really use a lot of muscles?
I would say to climb out of a few of those pits, yeah.
Yeah. We use different muscles.
Because
Right.
I have to say, like in Spartan, like when you're trying to get out of a mud pit, like you can put your foot up against the side and like, oh, there's a place for my foot. I can pull myself up. And this one, you're like, there's nothing to like. How the hell am I supposed to get out of this? Like, where's the shoe hold?
That's a good thing that you have friends that will just lend you a hand.
That's so true. The one where like the trampoline, like, just cannonballing into the water. He's like, here's a rope right here. And I'm like, great. And I'm like, I still can't get up. There's nothing to put my feet on. And he's like, oh, there's one right there around the corner. It might be better. I'm like, you couldn't have told me there's two.
No, I'm going to give you the difficult one first.
You let me struggle on the struggle bus there for a minute, dude. I have to say the hay bales were rather interesting too. Brandon, your technique for jumping over them was.
Yeah, you mean that one time where I jumped up over, didn't realize it, but I could have slammed on my crotch, and that would have been the worst. I'm so glad I turned upward at the right second, or else I would have been. Well, that would have been extreme. That would have been like an atomic kick to the crotch.
It would have. You looked over at me and you're like, oh. I'm like, oh, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't spread your legs for those. It's not a good idea. Just jump up onto it. Even Jody could do those, though.
What?
You know, the hay bales. Even you got up on them.
Yeah. As long as there was 2 of them so that I could put a hand on each one and push myself up. Yeah.
Go through the middle. Oh my goodness.
So that's what those big white things were covered up. Those were hay bales.
Yes, those were hay bales.
I'm not used to that. I'm used to the ones with the string that come across, and then the ones that you get to throw spears at. That's the kind of hay bale I'm used to. Not ones that look like spherical domes. I don't know what they were. I'm serious. I couldn't tell what they were. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just jump on top of it. Oh, it's okay. It's firm. It's solid.
Yeah.
See, this is where it gets entertaining talking to people that are teammates and have known each other for a long time, because so many openings for smartass remarks that I know Dawn would not be thrilled about having to edit.
Well, is he going to be bleeping any of this at this point? I mean, what is he
I'm
going
not.
to bleep?
Just push a caution. Watch out for innuendos. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, I have been laughing and smiling since Saturday. Like, it was such a great day. It was such a great weekend. And that Saturday was like the highlight. Doing that race was a highlight of, I think, my summer, even just on the simple fact that I got to go out there and fill a void that I didn't know I kind of felt, but I noticed afterwards, I was like, oh, that void's not there anymore. Like, I can breathe again, because I was able to do some form of something that has been my life for 6 years. And so to have it, even just a little bit of it, just made everything so much better. I can say that I had a race at least this year. How about for you, Jody?
Yes, I agree. I think that for me, depression is a big thing. And I think that's what I use my Spartan racing for, is I get all of my pent up everything out on course. And I haven't had that release. And I desperately needed that. And I feel so much better after getting out there and just doing fun things and laughing and being with some of my family out there. I miss that. I need that connection. So, yes, for me, that was amazing. Definitely the highlight.
Brandon, what about you?
I mean, some people take an active lifestyle as part of who they are. And I mean, that's what I am. I'm a very active person physically. I need to be doing something. So, I mean, I was doing football workouts with my high school football, the team I coach. And I mean, I've been doing that for the last several months, but then this last month was the first time I haven't been coaching remotely and haven't been working out 3 times a week. And so I needed something, but even so, it was more than just being physically active. It was being out in the sun. It was looking at something that we didn't construct. It's looking at something that we didn't construct and figuring out how to overcome it. It's a puzzle of itself. But the difference is that we are the piece to the puzzle. Now, how do we solve it? And that's the one thing that was really nice, was finally seeing something that we're not used to seeing. And even if I saw an obstacle that I've done before, it would have been nice just so I have that familiarity, because we've been racing since 2015 very regularly. I mean, first it was just the summers and then a couple in the fall, and then we would take 4 or 5 months off. But I mean, Jody and I, we were on track for this year to be doing at least one race per month. And the only race we really did was back in February. And then this is the first time, aside from virtual races, that we actually got out and did an event where there were other people. And it was just so wonderful. And like I said, it may not have been what we normally do, but at the same rate, it was way less people. I mean, we're used to thousands of people at one area. And I mean, I think we might have been lucky if there was 200 people there, but at the same rate, you think about how many people have been throughout there the whole day, because it's a very simple, you go, you do it, you leave, and go do something else. But I mean, and it doesn't take a large chunk of time. So I can easily see there being over 1,000 people still doing this. in one day. And I mean, who knows how late they went. So what were the last times that they had for signups?
I think it went to like 3:30 or 4 was the last like wave, and then but they spread it out over 3 days. So it was Friday they had a full day, Saturday they had a full day, Sunday they did, and now they're extending it to one more day. Um, and I'm so glad that they are, because it's getting people back out there and it's getting families out and doing something fun. I think everybody has been cooped up for so long, for so many months. And yeah, there's stuff you can get out and do, but this is something the whole family can do and have a lot of fun. And like you said, Brandon, it's getting out in the sunshine. It's being in the open air and having fun.
It's
And it's
all
not
in,
terribly
all in the one.
expensive either.
No. I wouldn't say that like OCRs haven't been like my identity, but it's been the one place where I've met my best friend. I have met the family that I've chosen. And I hadn't raced since last September, when the last Seattle race. That was my last race that I had done. And so it's been almost a full year, and I've missed it. I don't get to see everybody that often. I live so far away from everybody that it's kind of hard to get over there a lot. So it felt good to be with everybody. It's that human connection that we can get through messaging. You can message people, but it's not the same as seeing somebody face to face and be like, oh, you really are real. Like, I get to see you. I can give a hug to you. And that's like, reconnecting with everybody has been absolutely amazing. And I think that's what filled me the most, not just the race itself and the being back at that, but I got to see the both of you, and just it was relaxed, it was fun, and we had a good time. And it's that reconnecting with people, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing. And I think that's another reason why it's like, please go out there on the 12th and enjoy it and have fun and connect with people again, even if it's socially distanced. Connect with people and have those face-to-face conversations.
Yes. I agree.
Brandon?
Well, I'm just happy if I get time away from work at all, because if I'm gonna do something which requires to take my attention away from any of my responsibilities, I want it to be something that just puts me at a high. I don't want to just take time off or not go do something just for, okay, it was all right. No, 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 no. We need to make it worth it. And this was well more than worth it.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
Can you imagine, because we've laughed so much, if Don has to edit out all our laughing from this?
No, it's probably going to be a part of the highlight reel that he's going to do one day, because
it's just this segment, nothing but laughing.
Yeah, when I was on with Serena and Christine, there was probably a good solid 5 minutes of laughing that we did. And I think we have laughed like almost the entire time. So he's going to he'll get a good reel of people laughing.
Laugh this. That's what your OCR buddy's for.
Exactly. It's having fun and laughing with your friends and watching them fall into pits of mud.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am never going to forget that, Brandon. I have seen you on course, and you are just like, you are so focused.
That was like the highlight.
You are usually so focused at the Spartan races and stuff that there's like, you are so in race mind, and this time you are just in the playful, let's just have fun and a good time. And that fall was so amazing.
Nobody got it on video, which is
Okay,
because the only thing you have is the memory of me.
Yes. We didn't have time to even pull out a camera to get a video. It's just like, ploosh. I'm like, Brandon, what happened? I really can't wait till the 12th, because I think I will just stand there recording everybody going in that. I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna be like, have fun. I'll
I was
record
gonna
you.
say, if anybody watches this, I hope this doesn't give anything away, because honestly, like I said, it's like watching a good murder mystery, and I really think that we've talked about it, but I feel like there's a lot of things that people will still be surprised when you go out there and you do it yourself. That's the other thing too, is that we got there and we didn't know what to expect or how it was going to be ran, and
No.
that I think a part of the fun is just you don't know what's about to hit, and then it's just everyone is just like, oh yeah, no, yeah, just go over there, just go through it. And it's just like, it's simple. I overthought it so much.
Yes, I love when we asked the lady when we got there. We're like, okay, where's the start line? And she literally goes, well, see those flags? Kind of follow those flags, and oh, it's over there. And I'm like, over where?
I'll be
Like,
there for that.
she didn't explain like there's flags like up across some poles that you can go walk towards. Like, we were just aimlessly walking through the field. Like, well, there's a start line somewhere. I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is too is that you literally you just had to wait for someone to start you. And I mean, it's not like we're in a corral. It's not like we're in a line full of people. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is what's gonna happen. And it's just like, again, it's just like going to your uncle's house and your uncle just telling you, okay, whatever you do, don't go there, don't go there, but you want to go from here to there. And it's just like, done. Okay.
Between his
off. At least he gave us a countdown and then let us still go into it.
he blew a whistle. He like blew a whistle. Us had, you know,
Yeah.
I just love his idea of directions were so great. He's like, trail race goes way out this way, and then you come back and you go way this way. And I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna have to go all the way past the golfers? Like, I didn't see flags for that. It wasn't like it was clear once you were on the course, but beforehand you're like, what the heck is going on here?
I was just like, okay. And when he said, don't get lost, I was like, all right, not a problem. But of course, we're there, and it's just like, how the heck do you get lost? Is it possible to get lost on this?
Well, you know, some people might. But I think, you know, we've given a great recap of it, but, you know, we never said where you fell into the mud pit. Like,
That is true.
it could
No.
be,
Or which one? Because there are several.
yeah, there are several.
There were several pits that I fell in. There are several little hills that we slid down, used
Yes.
as water slides. There
Yes.
are several areas where you crawl on your knees. If you don't crawl like a bear, you go on your knees. There are several areas and again, there's a couple obstacles that are not in the water, which is nice too.
Yes. There are, you know, watch out for the maze that Brandon didn't get lost in.
I still don't know how you girls got lost in it. It's not even you say maze, and it's just like, how
It
do you
was
know?
a maze, Brandon. It was literally a maze.
I didn't know it was a maze. I thought there was multiple ways out.
I didn't know it was a maze either. I thought they all went out. I only took one way and I got out.
I thought there were multiple ways to get out too, because it looks like, you know, okay, this is a typical, you just kind of go through it and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guess what? Guess what?
What?
You're supposed to think that. We just figured it out. That was the intention of it. You're supposed you just gave it away too. You're supposed to think that every way leads out, and then it doesn't.
He didn't say which way leaded out. Like,
That's true. We didn't say.
And I know which way, and I know why. Because now I realize you're right. It is a maze, but they don't tell you it's a maze. You just get lost, and the only way you know you're lost is if you get stuck at a wall.
I've been trying to tell you that, Brandon. It was a maze.
Yes, but I didn't really realize until now. Oh, well, no, because the thing is, I went one way and I was completely out, and then I was just thinking, what's taking you girls so long? Just go all the way through it. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, now it makes more sense because you girls
We
didn't
went
go
the
the
other
same way.
way.
I went the correct way. I didn't know it was the mix because I figured it all out without hitting a wall.
You were a lucky one, huh?
Oh, like, okay, we can go. Was I in race mode? Was I focused?
You must have been, because I got lost.
I
I needed guidance to get out of there, okay? It was the blind leading the
there
blind.
was two of us.
Me and Jody didn't know what was going on.
It was the blind leading the blind on your
Yep.
knees.
So we got some bruises, okay? Oh my goodness. I'm like at a loss because it was so much fun, and like you said, don't want to give too much away. I think it was the perfect length of a race for the times we're in with COVID and everything. It was a perfect length, and like you said, people went through, they cleaned up if they needed to, and then they left. So it wasn't your typical race where you can have a festival area and hang out with your peeps and have a lot of fun, but you still had fun while you were doing it. And I think that's the main thing, is you had fun while you were doing it.
I think if you take yourself very serious, if you're the kind of guy who trains to do a race as fast as possible, this isn't the kind of thing you want to do, because this isn't something that you want to do fast. This is something that you want to just take your time and just enjoy and just kind of leisurely walk it and have fun with it. I mean, that's the thing, is that a lot of times that we do these harder races, we do these competitive things, even if we don't do them competitive, we challenge ourselves to try to do things. We try to do things with time cuts and time hacks and trying to PR. But I mean, you can't do. This is not the race that you do any of that with. There's no like,
No.
oh, I'm going to do this one time. I'm going to see if I can do it faster the next time. There's none of that. It's just a pure and simple leisure, just through the fields.
Yes. It's go out, have fun, enjoy, and there's nothing competitive about it.
No.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just enjoy and have fun with it. And I think we get so wrapped up, like you said, Brandon, in that competitiveness, because even in the open heats, like you're thinking, okay, I want to get through this at this amount of time because I want to beat my PR from the last time. And that's what you think about as you're going through. You want to get through there to get done as fast as you can and the best time, and it's like proving to yourself that you've improved. But this race was all about just relaxing, having fun, and not caring about anything other than the people around you and just having fun. Kind of like,
Yes.
I would almost say, if you think of like going to a pumpkin patch in the fall and going through a corn maze, it's okay to get lost. It's okay to just have a good time. And that's what this race was. It was just about having fun and getting lost.
I was kind of thinking it's kind of just like like if you go to a carnival, you go to a fun house, you literally go just to enjoy the fun house. And it's
Yes.
kind of what this is. It's like a fun house, but it's really just a fun out in the field kind of just enjoy yourself. Just have fun, get wet, get dry, get wet, lose a shoe.
Or two. I
And
don't
we
think
still ended up with rocks in our pants.
Yo, I don't know how that happened either. I mean, I was just sitting there. What was it? We were in the drive-thru, and I was sitting there ordering. All of a sudden, I noticed I have bumps in my short, in my tights, and I'm like, "There's rocks in my pants." And it's not like they hurt or anything. But I mean, they're not even rocks. They're like little pebbles. But it's just like, where the heck did those come from? And then of course when you go to shower down afterwards, it's like, holy cow, there are a lot more than I thought I had. It's like
I-
going to the beach.
I had more dirt underneath my capris that I was wearing, my leggings, than I did anywhere else. Like I took them off. I'm like, what the heck? I have like all this these little rocks and dirt. Like it was around my calves and there was nowhere else. I'm like, how is this humanly possible? We went through all this mud. I have none on my face. I have none on my arms, but I have them around my calves where I had leggings covering. Like, how does that work?
They found a way to just have fun with it and just make you laugh because it's still working.
Oh my goodness.
What's my shirt say again? What's my shirt say?
Says Aid for Africa Mud and Muck Run, benefiting children orphaned by HIV AIDS, adventuresoccer.org.
I'm not able to read upside down, at least not very well. And every time I pull my shirt, I feel like I'm like stretching it out.
I have to tell you, I don't have my glasses on, so I actually had to lean in and kind of squint my eyes to read it.
Well, at least you can see it.
Yes, I can see it. These shirts remind me of like the original Spartan shirts that were kind of like that cotton, comfortable. Like
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there then.
That was 2014.
Oh, so not the original, but yes.
No, but like way back before they got the weird, odd fitting ones.
Yeah.
I like the tech fabric more. That's just me, but I do admit that this shirt is warm. These shirts do run a little warm because the other night, I'll admit it got hot with it on. It's like, wow, it's an actual cotton t-shirt. I haven't worn one of these in a while.
I don't mind the tech fabric. I just wish the sizes of the tech fabric were more true to size.
Oh.
I guess we should kind of wrap it up because we're going on almost an hour and a half. I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
At some point in time, some of us need to eat too, Lisa. We all need food at some point.
I haven't eaten either yet, but I
like
know
some of us.
But I know, Brandon, you need to eat. I've seen how much food you need to eat.
But...
See, this is how you know it was fun and everybody had a good time, because literally we've spent the last hour and 15 minutes talking about it and laughing, and they're good memories. And I think that's what people need to, I think that's kind of getting back to the root of it all and the beginnings of races. Like, go out, enjoy, have fun, and don't think about it as pushing yourself or competitive. Just go out and enjoy and have fun playing in the mud and going over obstacles and not worry about anything else.
Yes.
The most simplest, basic thing you could possibly do is just enjoy yourself. And that's all this is.
Yes. And I think it's what everybody needs right now. It's not just, people who have missed racing. I don't think it's limited to one demographic or the other. It's just find some sort of simple joy and pleasure in life right now and enjoy that moment to its fullest. I think that's the one thing out of this last few months that I've really gotten out of it, is enjoying the little things in life that I think we sometimes overlook because we get so busy with everything else.
Yes.
Agreed.
Where did you guys go?
Uh-oh. The internet's telling you it's time to cut.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on and recapping this little fun mud adventure thing that we did this last weekend. And to everybody else, get out there on September 12th, go sign up and enjoy the heck out of this race. go have fun. Go have fun. And if you're not in the Pacific Northwest, find something in your area where you can go out, have fun, get muddy, and just enjoy life for a little bit of time and not think of anything else that's going on. You guys are like silent.
Well, because we're listening to you, and we do nothing but agree with that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on with me. And Brandon, go eat, please. We don't need you being
I will.
grumpy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.